started.
Okay, so basically our deep dive is tech team. So yeah, like I said, this project is interview an expert. And want to say the first question? Okay, so I'm Riley. I'm Anissa.
And we have a guest.
And so we want us first to tell us about yourself.
Wait, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that at all. I might have to ask again.
Will you tell us some stuff about yourself? Oh, tell us what you do.
Sure thing. So my name is Steve Isaacs. I teach game development at William Annan Middle School in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. So I use a lot of different tools with my students, but Minecraft has become one of our favorites for sure for so many reasons, and I'm sure we'll get into those through your questions. But that's a lot of what I do. I also happen to produce an event called Mindfair, and we had our first event in October where we had over 12,000 praised Minecraft fans, join us for an incredible event with a lot of YouTubers and 4 stages and all sorts of build battles and attractions and things. So, we've taken it to that level as well.
Yeah. So our next question is, what inspired you to start using Minecraft as a tool for learning?
Question. So for me, like I said, I was teaching game design. I didn't know much about, this is about 5 years ago, but kids were always talking about Minecraft, and I didn't exactly know how we would use it at first, and wasn't so crazy about it myself, to be honest with you, at the time, from the little bit that I played. But in my mind, if it meant so much to these kids and was so important to them, then there was definitely a place for it in my class. And so then we started to think about how we could use it to make games within the game, and we haven't turned back since.
So your class makes games with Minecraft?
Exactly. Yeah. So they make a whole variety, which is interesting too, because originally, the one thing I had heard of was something called like adventure maps. I don't know if you played those, but yeah. So the original thought was essentially that I would have kids create adventure maps, and a lot of them do something similar to that. But then I realized, I didn't have to necessarily point them down that path, and rather being more open-ended and allowing them to be creative and think about what types of games they wanted to create got really interesting, because we had a variety of mini games, and we had like all sorts of interesting games, and a fair number of adventure maps and a fair number of Hunger Games type games and things like that. But great.
Yeah. Tell us how you use Minecraft with your learners.
So, well, like I said, in my class, it's the class is game design and development. My feeling is that my strength and what I am good at and what I can is essentially the game design process, which includes, what we call the iterative design process. So kids first create what we call a design document for what tool they're going to use. So some use Minecraft, some use other tools, but the design document, remains pretty much the same. So kids are creating a basic design plan for their game, which includes the storyline, includes character descriptions, level descriptions, what kind of objects they're going to bring into their game, what the levels will look like, what the winning and losing scenario will be. Then they start to create their game. So quite honestly, if they Minecraft, I don't teach a whole lot about Minecraft. I might teach them some things that are unique to like the education edition for kids that are using that. So the idea is, and if you both play Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
So you know as well as anybody that the way most people have learned Minecraft is by going to YouTube videos and the wiki and all that. So to them how to play Minecraft, but I can guide them through the design process. So several times during the design process, what'll happen is we'll have a checkpoint and the kids will submit their game in progress, and they'll have peers test their games and review them and give them concrete feedback for how to improve upon their game, which is very important in the whole iterative design cycle. And then the kids go back and work more on their game, and then we go through that process several times, kind of like alpha testing, beta testing, and such. And eventually the goal is for them to publish their game. So like I said, it's, they're actively in Minecraft quite a bit, and if they need to know how to do something, I'll sit with them and learn with them. But they're teaching me a lot more about Minecraft than I'm teaching them. And I like to believe that they see that I can help guide them through the design process.
Yeah, we also use the design thinking process at school.
Awesome. In fact, let me just add one little other thing. I'm glad that you use that. That's great. My 7th graders, which is a 6-week cycle course, they do a project right now called Fairy Tales Reimagined, and they take an existing fairy tale and they basically retell it in Minecraft. I recently heard it called Fractured Fairy Tale as a concept too. So they recreate this story in Minecraft, but also make it a game with challenges and things. But so you guys know about the design process, so all of that is not new. Good.
How has Minecraft changed your student learning experiences?
How would you say my student learning experiences, or is that what you said?
Yeah, your students' learning experiences.
I think in a number of ways. I think one thing that's really powerful about Minecraft is that the kids are often the experts, so they get to see how they can, in fact, be the one with the expertise. So for one, that's very empowering to kids, makes them feel really good about, what they can, even teach other people, for one. But another thing is, I think it allowed them to see how they could really take ownership over their learning. And like I mentioned before, we bring in the ideas of how kids learn at home, which is so incredible, and allow that into the classroom. Like in your social studies class, it's probably rare that the teacher says, oh, I want you to find out about this, and you as the student go to YouTube and you go to these other places. But that's really how you learn, and I like to allow that to come into the classroom, to enhance their learning. So the kids are really in charge of furthering their knowledge and solving problems because they know what they want to do, and now they have to figure out how to do it.
We kind of made us, like last year in 4th grade, we had like this whole story with the California mission. So
Hold on 1 second, please. Which way is this?
This goes on the highway.
Which way? And you're yelling as we're on a thing. There you go. Okay, sorry. My daughter's
okay.
okay now. All right.
I know that she made like one of the California missions in Minecraft, and I know that my sister, she at school she was learning about biomes, and she just didn't enjoy it. So I said, oh, you know that there's like real biomes in Minecraft. So that's actually. So I was telling her like, oh, all of these are actually real, and she was like, really? So she already technically knew about everything, that she just didn't know that they were actually the ones that in Minecraft are real biomes in real life.
Right. Isn't that cool? And then was she able to use that in the project, or at least to kind of explore it a little bit on?
I think she was sick that day, but she told her teacher that like in Minecraft they have like the jungle, and she was saying that like in the jungle there's like a lot of trees, and she was explaining everything that she saw in Minecraft. So.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome.
Okay, so how might teachers use special features like biomes from Earth to create learning experiences with Minecraft?
That's another great question. One of the things I will say about Minecraft is that the creativity of both the teachers and the students is what really drives the learning. One thing I would suggest is kind of like what you did without even necessarily realizing it. is you kind of helped your sister shape her learning experience by introducing the fact that she could learn about biomes in Minecraft. And then your sister came in and she kind of brought that knowledge back with her. I mean, for you to sit with the teacher and actually be able to even help design the learning experience, right? Like, you know what these different biomes, like the tundra, I guess it is, has the polar bears, right, and whatnot. But so you can help guide that, and teachers are so, creative. The thing is, it becomes a lot about giving kids problems to solve within Minecraft, and the learning that comes out of that is so valuable. So I'm a big fan of what's called problem-based or project-based. They're two different concepts, but problem-based learning, where you present the kids with a problem that might be unique to that biome. And hold on, got another little issue here. I think we're gonna have to go that way.
Like the way that I just missed?
I think you're gonna make a right here and go that way. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. This way? No, you're not gonna do it. Okay, keep going. Sorry, give me 1 minute.
Okay.
I wonder if you can get through over there. I don't think so. See, then what you have to do is turn around and make the left that way. That's what I meant kind of to do. Okay, so I think presenting a real problem for kids to solve in the different biomes, and maybe even have, if it's a lesson about different biomes, have kids each choose a different biome and a different problem, and then the kids can report back to the class and kind of share their expertise that they gained from that experience.
So many teachers don't really see Minecraft as a tool for learning. What advice would you give those teachers?
Haha, that's the best question ever. So for one, I would ask these teachers. Okay, so one thing is there's a website and a community full of teachers that use Minecraft. The website, if you want to put it somewhere in your blog, is education.minecraft.net. And for one, there are many, many teachers out there that are so excited and passionate about Minecraft, and they will help every teacher kind of get a good idea. Now, of course, you're talking about teachers that are not sure. Well, that website also has tons of great lesson plans for all different topic areas. So teachers could kind of take a look and see what relates to what they want to teach. And then another thing I would say is there's a program called the Minecraft Mentors. I'm one of them. There are 50 or so Minecraft mentors around the world, and we're happy to talk to teachers about what they might be able to use Minecraft for. So sometimes just having that introductory conversation, they can reach out to us and we have Skype calls with them, kind of like what we're doing today. And I would talk to that teacher, and not every teacher is gonna embrace the idea. Another thing I will say about teachers that are hesitant is maybe they would at least be open to having their students use Minecraft to demonstrate their learning. Like, in other words, the teacher doesn't have to assign it, but let's say most kids are doing a brochure or something to teach, to demonstrate their learning. Wouldn't it be great if a kid could say, hey, look, can I do it in Minecraft instead? And at least have the teacher be willing to let the kid use it sort of as a tool for showing what they learned.
Yeah. I know that last year, my teacher was new.
Wait, hold on. No. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I know that my teacher was new to the school. So when a lot of students were asking if we could use Minecraft, she was like, "Oh, it's a game," and then a lot of kids were like, "Well, yeah," but they were like, "Yeah, but you can build in it and you can show your learning, and it is a learning tool. It's not you can't it's not just a game. You can still use it to learn." So finally, she agreed. We got to use Minecraft for some of our projects that we were doing. We got to build the structures. It was really fun.
That's great. So you helped all of us to grow that community a little, right? Now there's another teacher who at least believes a little bit, right?
Mhm.
That's great.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to tell students, parents, and other educators about Minecraft that you haven't got the chance to say yet?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, like for teachers, and this even applied to me, you know, I mean, I happen to be a gamer, but many teachers are not. But my wife, who's not a gamer, she has like a couple of kids that come in every morning and have been teaching her Minecraft, and that's been an incredible experience for both her and the kids. So the kids get to feel really good about teaching their teacher. And any kid that I've ever met, if I said, hey, could you come in during lunch to show me something in Minecraft, the kids are a great resource in terms of coming in and you know, kind of being actually patient with teachers, even though the teachers don't know what they're doing, right? And all that. So yeah, I would encourage teachers to use their kids as the wonderful resource they are.
Yeah. I know that I think it's like more fun to come to school knowing that we get to use things that are really fun like this, and it just makes learning more fun.
I agree.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So welcome. Thank you.